Hey guys, this is Grant from findyouratl.com, and today we're going to be talking about the Atlanta rental market and why it might be beneficial for you to utilize an agent when you're trying to rent. Now, I'm well aware that in most cities, you don't really think about using an agent to rent property, unless you live somewhere like Chicago, New York, LA. In those cities, people are pretty used to utilizing an agent to help them secure a rental. Well, unfortunately, or fortunately, depending on how you look at it, Atlanta is becoming more and more like those other major cities, in which you may want to consider looking into hiring an agent to help you get placed in a rental. And today we're going to be discussing who should be looking at hiring an agent and what the agent's going to be able to do for you and the pros and cons. Now, to clear things up, if you're looking to move into a mid-rise, big apartment complex, you probably don't need an agent. In fact, most agents are probably going to tell you, go ahead and just look into them on your own. But if you're looking to rent a townhome, you're looking to rent a condo, you're looking to rent a house, then maybe going the route of an agent is going to be very beneficial for you. Because not only will they help find those things, but they're going to help you set realistic expectations on what you can expect to find in the in-town Atlanta market. And I know what you're thinking, well, I can just go online and I can go on HotPads and Realtor.com and Zillow and I can find these listings myself. I am a member of a lot of Facebook groups for renters. I monitor things, I like to keep a pulse on what's going on. And I'll tell you right now, the rental climate in Atlanta is difficult. Things are moving fast, and there are a lot of people looking to take your money and basically scam you. What your real estate agents are going to be able to do is help you avoid those scams. How? Well, we're going to connect you to reputable landlords through our multiple listing services in the city that are going to be put up by other real estate agents. Keep in mind, real estate agents not only are state certified, but we have a national board that we are members of. We basically cannot steal or lie from you or lie to you. If we do that, we're going to be in a lot of trouble. So it's all about protecting you, protecting our clients. If we do that, then we know you're going to have a good experience and we're going to be able to get you placed properly. Other thing we can do is help you navigate the process of going through the applications and the leasing process, the qualification process. A big part of it's qualifying. People think about buying and they think about having to qualify for a mortgage. Well, applying to rent somewhere is a lot like applying for a mortgage. There are credit requirements, there are income requirements, but when you're renting, especially from the largely sought after magical private landlords that everyone wants to work with, there are also criminal background checks and eviction histories. Now, just because you have these things out there, it's not necessarily a no-go. You might still be able to get placed, but know that it's going to be something to consider. And also another thing to consider when you're renting are your pets. You've got a fish tank or a 150-pound dog, that may be difficult, but there are people out there that will take those, and we can help you navigate that a little bit more easily than you having to sit there and pore over all of these listings. Well, now that we've talked about what an agent can do for you, let's talk about what an agent can't do for you. Number one thing that we can't do for you, a magic trick. Can't make a magical property appear in a neighborhood where there isn't one. We can't make a magical rent reduction happen overnight. We can't make people take your 140-pound dog. We can't. These are people that own property. A lot of the times, these are people that might live next door or in the same unit. You know, you're dealing with Lucille, who lives on the left side of the duplex, and you're applying for the right. And if she's gonna say no, she's gonna say no. But what we can do is, again, prevent you from wasting your time. We can talk to these agents ahead of time before you start filling out paperwork, before you start writing checks, handing over your income information. We can keep this from happening. And overall, even though that's something we can't do or the magic tricks, it's still saving you time, money, and effort in trying to get a property. So why is this a beneficial business relationship? Well, if it's not already apparent, we're here to save you time. We're here to save you frustration. And we're here to save you money. And we're here to help you find places you wouldn't otherwise be able to find. The other really great part about using an agent to find a rental, typically, you're not going to pay me. My services, as far as you're concerned, are free. I'm going to make a commission, but 9 times out of 10, that's going to be paid by the listing agent or the landlord. It's not going to be paid by you. So from your perspective, and given there are times where depending on the agent you're working with, this may not be the case, it's free. So why not utilize a free service to help you find property in the city of Atlanta, Georgia? Well, I know what you're thinking at this point. You're sold. You want to find a rental and you want help from someone like me. Well, what are your next steps? Well, there's a couple of things that we need you to do before you reach out and say, I want to rent a property. First thing I need you to know your credit score. It doesn't need to be the most accurate credit score, but I need something. 9 times out of 10, your credit card company might be able to tell you. They'll do soft pulls, but just know a rough idea of your credit score. Credit is easy to fix as well, so there are plenty of ways that if your credit isn't great, you can get your credit worked up to a pretty high amount pretty quickly. When I was younger, my credit dipped into the 500s because I did a bunch of stupid stuff. In a year's time, I rehabbed at 120 points into the high 600s. So it's totally doable. It may seem insurmountable, but it's not. The second thing we need is proof of income. Landlords want proof that you have the money to pay the rent. Makes sense, right? Just like a mortgage company would want proof that you're going to be able to pay the mortgage every month. So have your pay stubs. If you own your own business, have your profit and loss statements. If you get paid in cash, have deposits. A lot of people get paid in cash, whether you're a personal trainer, bartender, server, stylist, whatever it could be. Have proof of those tips coming in on a regular basis so that you can show your income, so that you can qualify for whatever the income requirement may be, whether it's 2 times the rent, 3 times the rent, whatever it is. Make sure you can prove your income. If you're new to the area, have a letter from your new employer or an offer letter that you've signed showing what your rate is going to be and when your start date is. Just because you're moving here and you haven't started the job yet doesn't mean that doesn't apply. Next thing you need, rental history. And it's okay if you don't have it. There's a million reasons to not have rental history. Just got out of college, just got out of the military, been living at home with mom and dad to help them because they're a little on in age, and now you're moving out on your own. Just be able to explain up front, well, this is why I don't have any rental history, and just in case it's an issue, have someone that will co-sign your lease. Someone that is willing to put their name on the line alongside of you. Someone that's creditworthy, someone that has the income, and it's going to go a long way if you don't have rental history to helping you secure a property. Next stuff, if you have an eviction, clear it up. Either pay it off or go to court, whatever you need to do, get those evictions cleared up, and at the very least, have some information about what's going on with them so you can show it to the new landlord. This is in litigation, we can't talk about it, etc., so that we can move past that obstacle. The same thing goes for any background that you may have. Nothing is a disqualification, but if you don't tell the truth, we can't get ahead of it. And that's one of the benefits to signing an agreement with an agent as a tenant. We're held to a confidentiality, so we can't share your information with just anyone. It's confidential between you and me. Anything that you share, once our names are signed on that line. The last thing you need to do, contact me. Either drop your information down in the comments with what you're looking for, your budget, where you're looking for it, or email me directly, grant.bojarski@exbrealty.com, and we can go ahead and get started finding you a new place to rent in town in Atlanta. I'm Grant from findyouratl.com, and I'll see you soon.